Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about interviews on site. So let's get into it. So the question in question was, hi Frederick, would you say that did you miss in-person on-site interviews? Fuck no. Oh my god no. I mean, the corona, like the pandemic, has not been a fun ride for anybody, I think. But the people getting the epiphany that you can take a remote phone call or like a video conference as a rule, rather than you travel all across the goddamn country to go and sit with for an hour with someone, is a blessing. It is a damn blessing, for at least if you're looking for a job, or I mean even further than that. I mean, I've always thought it's so like I really maybe this is why I don't I have, well, I like to say I have quality friends. I don't have many friends. I have quality friends. Maybe this is why I don't go to a lot of parties and so forth. But I never ever understood this. Like, I never understood the value in the business trip. In the I will go far away to sit in a room with people in the when we have the ability to do this in a much more efficient way than we have today, pay outlandish amounts of money and for hotels and air travel and all this bullshit that needs to take place, so that I can sit and say the same things that I would as over a phone call, over the video conference, or so forth and so forth. And I even, like, I've done some of these, like, thank God it's just been one or two of those where it's been like where I literally had to travel across the country to go and basically go. I had to take an entire weekend and a day to go to an interview. And basically, like, luckily, like, they paid for some of that, but I had to pay for my travel, like basically getting up there. Like, they paid for the hotel room, but I still had to pay for like my tickets and like the home trip and like food and so forth. Like, in order to just go there, sit with them for a few. Like, in this case, they took almost a half day to do their damn interview. And then on the return, well, they basically the timing was so bad that I had to like idle around for more than a half a day, not really having anything to do, and pay for an extra hotel night because like literally it may no, otherwise I would have to be on the streets for up to 6 or 8 hours uh, just to get home again. So no, I really don't miss in-person interviews because they are completely pointless, and I truly, for me, it's the whole working remote versus being on-prem. Like, I really think that the people who push this sort of thing it's about them. It is what this notion that you have to be in person to do things and so forth is a way for you to absolutely socialize, and there are times where it is a value building for you to meet people in person, because some people respond better in those sorts of circumstances, but I don't think it should be a rule. It's a To me, it's in many cases more a traditional thing, something you do out of no other reason that it's always been done that way, than it is something useful. And I mean, I've been in situations where I've gone on business trips, guys, where I had to fly across the world and go to meet. It was super nice when we were there. It was nothing like weird or anything like that. But literally nothing changed in my relationship with anybody there. I even went and saw one of the people, like one of the bigwigs I was going to talk to, and the week after when we had a video conference, that guy didn't even remember me. I sat with them for quite some time, and we met on a few occasions, discussed things. We even had meetings together where we talked to each other, but he didn't remember me. It was a little bit embarrassing for everybody involved, but he didn't. And so this idea that this business trip was so, like, for the most part when I was there, it was literally like I just sat there, had not really much to do, but it was very important to be there. And you know why it was important to be there? It was important to be there because my managers felt that this was a good thing. It was a very good thing. that I was there because they were initiating this big thing, and there was many people going, and so as I said, it's group mentality. You have to follow along because you can't just say that this is going to be a complete waste of time. And it was pretty much a waste of time, at least in terms of what you could bring as value. The best part about it, which was the nice thing, you can argue that that's not a waste of time. I got to get some FaceTime with a bunch of lovely people, and like we had a really nice chance to sit and talk and get to know each other. That was really, really nice. But if we talk about just the business value, I probably cost my tickets and so forth, probably cost the company a bunch of money that they probably did not have to spend, but maybe that wasn't so important. But at least for me, when I do interviews, I paying all that money to go like traveling and so forth is really not something that I miss, because it's like, to me, it doesn't really bring anything unless, as I said, like you have the desire to see the offices or do something like that. And I'm just not that sort of person. To me, it's much more convenient to have a video conference or something like that, because it is a bit of a hassle, I think, and I really don't like the. It's the same thing today when I do interviews with other people. Like I'm not going to force some random person to get on a bus or take a car or a plane or whatever to go and sit with me in a conference room, which takes a lot more time than if they just jump on a video conference. We can do the interview in 1 hour, total 1 hour, rather than take several days depending on how far away they are. So what I want you to take away from this is that no, I don't miss on-site interviews. I think that if you count the time that is needed to do an interview over a video conference, that's basically 1 hour in comparison to how the on-site thing takes many hours. It can take, and especially for the candidates, they have to like get there, etc., etc. It can cost tons of money to do this sort of thing. I think the whole thing has always been a stupid idea, and it's tied into what I argue is the same thing with business trips and so forth. It's a traditional thing that has been going on for quite some time. Some people think it's super valuable, and I am one of those people who say that yes, if you're in relationship building and you're there to sort of create a connection with people, absolutely, so forth and so forth. But I think that we overestimate how often that is actually necessary, because in many cases it's just something emotional that people do, and it doesn't really bring all that value. And I think that the pandemic sort of proved that as well. Everybody who is on that side of the fence, the traditionalists, say that everybody's going to stop working and nobody's going to do anything if it's all remote. The studies have proven that to be definitively wrong. That's not the norm. People do still work, and they actually do a job even if you don't have a manager sitting on their shoulder. And the world has not ended over the fact that people work remotely. So I think that it's more a question of personal preference here. And my personal preference is that I value the time and effort that I save rather than shaking hands with a person that I might not even meet more than once. Have a great day.